Good evening, all. It's Sunday night. Hope you had a great weekend. Last week was full of news, as these times are. You know, we're the economy is going through a strange and difficult time, and of course, every piece of news is going to make the market go pretty wild. So last week we actually broke support, and it would looked like it was going to be devastating, and then the market turned around and went straight up, which was basically a bear trap. A bear trap happens when the bears go short, and then the market slams against them. They trap them in the short position, and then when the bears run towards the exit door, they trample all over each other, and the market goes straight up, and they are forced to close their short positions, and so on. But then the market was met with some reality based on news. You know, news sucks right now. Yes, the economy sucks, and that's when we formed this little format over here. G20 meeting this weekend. Not much conclusions. Futures are basically flat to the negative side, but not a whole lot. Market is looking for a direction, not necessarily news for what's going to happen tomorrow, but news of what's going to happen 6 months from now. How's the economy going to recover 6 months from now? And that's the global economy. So stocks are getting hit. Each industry on their own turn. For example, consumer spending gets hurt first. If consumer spending gets hurt, then delivery services, then the shipping services, then the energy services, and so on. Everything gets hit in its turn. Are we done? I don't think we're done. I think we have some more room to go on the downside. This is S&P 500. This is a 60-minute chart, but it's basically all the way from August, September, and then October, and then November right here. And you can see how we had a heck of a downtrend, and then we formed a support level, and then the market broke below it. I think we're going to test this level again. I think we're going to break this level again. This level is right at about the 840 level, the 843 level or so. And I think once we break it, I think it could get ugly again. Here's how you're going to prepare for that. First of all, you're going to look at short positions. Put your shorting hat on. There's no reason for us to go long as we are near support levels. It's just the market is not going to be able to form a long-term an uptrend when we're around the bottom. Look at the SDS, for example, which is the S&P 500 Ultra Short. That's one that you may want to go long if we break support levels. You can look at the QID, which is the NDX. That one is really, really interesting as well. So keep those two ETFs on your screen. If they are too expensive for you, or if they have too much range for you, just lower your shares. Use if you usually trade 400 shares, use 200 shares. That's okay as well. Now we're going to revisit our short positions. CI is still drifting down, still doing pretty well. If you're scaling out, then you're doing pretty well. You can see a first wave, you can see a second wave, and now we're possibly going to see a third wave. Could work out pretty well if you are counting waves, if you're scaling out a little bit at a time. If you are not, that's okay. We're going to go for the next set of trades. Goldman Sachs is one that I recommended exiting before, back basically when the market bounced up as much as it did. But ever since then, Goldman Sachs kept going, and now it looks like it wants to go again to the downside. Goldman Sachs came out with news that they're going to forego their bonuses. Well, congratulations! Thank you for not getting a bonus for running a company without profits. So that's another one that's working out pretty well for us. Another one is Dish. Dish 1474 came down. I still think it's going to go more. I think, once it breaks that 1087 or so, I think it's going to go for another wave down. I have some new ones for you. BTU. BTU is an energy company. This is more of a longer term trend type of call. You can see that the stock is banging against support level. Once it breaks that, it's going to go for another wave down. This used to be an $85 stock sitting at $25 right now, so the stock is capable of moving quite a bit. So that's BTU. Be careful with BTU, by the way, because it does gap. It gaps on a daily basis. You can see all these little gaps over here. I usually don't like to see that, but I'm running out of stocks to pick, so I'm picking stocks that are not first choice. But you can get gaps the next day. I suggest using smaller shares on this one as well because of the higher risk in this one. FST is a stock that we picked before and penetrated and came back against us. Eventually, it did penetrate our entry point, which was a 2082, and now it came down, and now it came back up, and now I think it's going to go for a second wave. Once it goes for a second wave, the downtrend will continue. The stock is definitely capable of moving. I think it can move for at least five points over here. 1935 is our entry. CLF, also another energy company, natural resources. You can see the consolidation. You can see the first wave down. You can see the bounce back up, and now it's ready to go again. Why am I picking stocks like this? S&P 500 is basically doing the same thing. We had some kind of a consolidation. Even if you take this consolidation, we broke down, came back up, forming again. If we break this level, we're going to keep going down, and that's what I'm looking at right now with all these stocks. I'm trying to mimic the S&P 500, which should work out pretty well. So anyway, we are still trading on the short side. Lots of caution right now. Even though the market is in a very strong downtrend, it also has quite a few bear traps. It also has quite a bit of news that's coming out. So you want to trade on the short side, but you want to keep it safe. You want to accumulate your profits a little bit at a time. Remember that persistence is the one that's going to win the race. If you are able to average 2% per day, then you are much better off than hitting home runs. So look for those small profits. Look for the accumulation of small profits a little bit at a time, and you'll be a lot safer that way. Anyway, that's all I have for you for tonight. I want to see what kind of news comes out this week, and you never know nowadays. They come out with all kinds of news all the time. So we'll have to see what happens. Have a great night. I'll talk to you tomorrow night. Take care.